team, welcoming in Foosley, also known as Leslie. She comes in after being yet another signee for 100 Thieves in the community and bringing on women streamers. Foosley's popularity grew, as did Among Us. As the game grew, she grew, and along with a lot of people on the offline TV roster and then just the friends and community they built, she started to gain a very large platform on Twitch. Foosley already joins a very talented group of female content creators for 100 Thieves, featuring Brooke AB, Kaide, Valkyrie, and Nico Lowell, with Valkyrie coming in as a co-owner and wanting to seemingly bring on a lot of female streamers as well. I wouldn't be too shocked if a lot more come along. Congratulations in order to Foosley.
Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the Onside Radio E Report.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it.
The Onside Zone.
I don't care how you win a championship, dude. You can draft it, you can buy it, you can trade for it. Just win, baby.
The Onside Zone.
You're not Aladdin rubbing the lamp and then Will Smith comes out and you ask him, hey, fix our dolphin problems. And there he goes. No, I'm sorry. It'd be nice if it was that easy, but it's not.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a big O.
All right.
Here is, I'm sure this is going to be a surprise to those on hand as he hears it from this crowd. 18-year veteran out of Florida. And a foul is called on Haslam.
Now Haslam's having words with Dwight Howard. I'm loving this right now. Oh, here we go.
Haslam pointing the finger, may have made contact.
Rebound. Now here's the words between Haslam. And there's the point. May have been contact. Yeah.
He's gone. They ejected him. So Udonis, his only appearance of this regular season, plays a couple of minutes.
Great memory, and if this is the last one, I finished it the only way Udonis Haslam could, with an ejection.
Was that a hint?
I said if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. If. Dwight plays the way Dwight plays, and it was just a conversation between me and him where I just wanted to make it clear that, the throwing down and the swinging of the elbows and things like that, I just felt like we should kind of leave that out of the game for tonight. And I think he disagreed. So when he disagreed, I disagreed, and it was a whole bunch of disagreeing.
Oh, I love it. I love it. UD, baby. Pussy ass Dwight Howard better watch out, okay? Because his punk ass will get rocked by UD. All right? And why don't we put them in the ring before Mayweather and, what is it? What's the name of those kids again?
Paul brothers.
Pauls, yes, exactly. One of the Paul brothers kicked like 4 Gronk brothers' asses yesterday in the sparring sessions. So that was fun. That was entertaining. As UD comes in for 3 glorious minutes and then gets ejected, picks up a couple rebounds and a basket, and the rest is history. And he picks up the ejection, too, along the way. So sends kind of a message. And it's one of those where did the Heat just take the life out of the Sixers, and that's kind of why they kind of realized, all right, they're going to get manhandled today. I know they have 2 easy games against Chicago and the Cavs left, so they may think, we'll be able to stave off the Nets because they're a game ahead of the Nets right now to maintain that number 1 spot. But listen, if the Heat, I don't know if they've turned any corner yet. Okay, they've been so inconsistent throughout the year that I still can't trust them yet that they've turned the corner and they can be anything like they were in the bubble. But if they can be that team, then you shouldn't fear Philadelphia. You know what I mean? And you definitely aren't going to fear, the Nets physically. They have talent. But I almost feel with the Nets that if you can get physical with them, you might be able also to get them folding like a cheap 10. Because really, I mean, Dwight Howard, he's not a tough guy. He's never been a tough guy. He's viewed as a clown. I don't know if Dwight Howard realizes that he's viewed as a clown pretty much around the league. And so, it's kind of a guy with no scruples, not a guy that's not viewed as a trustworthy person. You know what? A lot like A-Rod. A lot like A-Rod. A-Rod to me is like a complete snake. You know what I mean? Some people get fooled by the fake makeover he's had over the last couple of years, but he's a snake, still a snake, always a snake, always will be a snake. So, what can I tell you? But it's just, that was fun. All right, well, I will say that. That was fun, Now, I don't know if being 7-1 in their last 8 games now means they've turned the corner. We'll find out now. We'll find out when they play. I believe it's Atlanta, right? It looks like they're kind of set up against Atlanta right now. Is that what it looks like, right, Alex?
Yeah, as of now, Atlanta is the 4th seed, and Miami's the 5th seed, and New York is the 6th, right? Like, that's in between those 3 teams. There's still a chance something can move, something can change in the next 2 or 3 games for these respective teams.
Yeah, so if they go out and take care of business against Atlanta, and I'm talking about like maybe dropping no more than 1, but if it looks like it looks throughout the regular season, which did Atlanta win the regular season? I want to say they did.
Yes, we have the tiebreaker over New York.
Right.
But Miami does not have the tiebreaker.
No, they swept New York.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think Atlanta beat the Heat 2 out of 3.
Right, right.
And they weren't even close, I think. Or
right,
bad games.
Yeah, exactly. So I need to see that in a way. And I think that's going to be a nice measuring stick to start the playoffs. Good thing is Miami will get a week off. That'll give Goran Dragic and other players, obviously, Jimmy Butler's had his own shares of injuries all year long. But, guys like Goran, they are so much better when they get a lot of rest. And we saw it in the bubble that he had 4 months off until the bubble started, and Goran was able to go on a run until the end when he broke down again. So I'm not ready yet to say that they've turned the corner because I've watched way too much inconsistency throughout the year. But that was a moment that it was good for the team. It was good to have Udonis go out there, flex a little muscle, show a little spunk, a little fire, and maybe get the rest of the guys pumped up because, Tyler Hero, who's been a complete disappointment this year, has played well as of late, all right? He is shooting lights out lately. And if you get him and Duncan and Nunn playing well, then all of a sudden you're going to be incredibly dynamic because you will have the interior work because Jimmy can penetrate and score and create and all of that. Bam obviously is a dominant force inside. So you're going to have your options inside, but you've got to have the guys that can shoot out in the perimeter. And if some of your top dogs there are balling right now, then all of a sudden maybe you have turned the corner. I'm not ready yet to say it. I need to see how you handle that first series. If it ends up going to 7 and you struggle to eliminate Atlanta, then we know you've turned no corner whatsoever. You know what I mean? You won the series, but And, of course, if you lose it, then you know you didn't. You got to dominate this series. You got to beat them in 5 and be convincing to then move on because if you're going to resemble anything from last year, that's what you would do. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But it was nice yesterday to get the boys going. Butler had 21. Bam had 18 and 12 and 8 assists. Tyler was 4-7 from three-point range. So they've got the Bucks on Saturday at 8 o'clock. And we'll see. I asked Ira yesterday, will they go all out? Well, it looks like they're going all out. Okay. Although I got to tell you something. When I'm watching Bam scramble on the floor for a loose ball, I'm not comfortable with that. I got to be honest. I'm thinking when he's diving on the floor for a loose ball, And who was the other? Was it Ben Simmons that was fighting with him on the floor for the loose ball?
Yeah, Ben Simmons was,
right?
holding everybody last
yeah, but
night.
the last night when Bam threw himself on the floor for that loose ball, was it against Ben Simmons? I forgot who it was.
I know there was a big loose ball with Trevor Ariza and Joel Embiid.
Yes.
Dirty play kind of
Yes.
with Embiid.
Yes. But I worry a lot about Bam. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, he picks up a cheap little, knock on his shoulder, and all of a sudden he's got some kind of a shoulder injury or something because he didn't land right or whatever. I got to admit, I cringed because think about this. We're never going to recover from the finals last year. None of us will ever recover from those finals because if they were healthy and if Bam and Goran didn't get injured, I'm not convinced that the Lakers win that series at all. Not the confidence and the swag that Miami was playing with at that time, at that moment, and it went to 6, injured and all. So if they don't miss a beat and they're healthy and they're in a groove the way they were, Miami had a legit chance, okay? As crazy as that bubble run was, because they weren't that team all year long except during that bubble, they legitimately had a shot. As flukish as everything was that they put that magic together. So really, that's the question. Can Miami find the magic once again during the playoffs here? Was it an aberration last year? Or was the aberration the entire regular season for this Heat team? Are they all of a sudden going to wake up now and turn on, that switch and all of a sudden get back to playing the way they were playing with the kind of edge that they were playing with last year? And you've changed a couple of pieces, not a lot, but mostly the foundation is the same. That's going to be the real interesting part now. That's why I told you that Atlanta will be a perfect litmus test to see where they're at. And you'll find out. You'll know by how they handle that series or not. All right, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623 if you want to get in on the program. Of course, always open lines for you guys. The text line is 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123 if you want to get in. Big O, I was listening to John Kincaid early this morning at 97.5 The Fanatic in Philly. John was saying that the Dolphins were stupid, overpay the Eagles 6 picks, and he thinks Dolphins pick will be the top 10, and said that Tua will be a bust. And okay, I mean, I don't know what do you want me to tell you, bro? I mean, how was he bragging that much about Wentz, and where's Wentz now? I mean, really, seriously, it's just, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Plenty of people are not going to believe in Tua. And I can't respond every single time to, every person that doesn't like Tua, or whatever, or doesn't believe what they do. All I know is when I see the writers writing and nitpicking, crap that the Dolphins did last year, and they overpaid for this guy and that, dude, they won 10 games. Shut up already. They overachieved. Doesn't matter what they did. What they did was a lot of right things. That's how you get from 5 to 10 wins. That's how you get 5 wins from nothing. So to me, the Chris Greer and Brian Flores have shut everybody else up. Anybody that's complaining and pointing fingers, you're not seeing what's going on. Okay? And if you're worried about because they cut Van Noy, who gives a shit, dude? They won 10 games. They almost made the playoffs, something that none of us had any idea was going to happen. So to me, I don't care what John Kincaid does. I don't care what any of our local writers who want to nitpick the Dolphins on this or that. Look, we're talking, as fans, we've watched Tony Sparano celebrate field goals to a level that was embarrassing. We had a coach that was more worried about picking up trash from the field and complimenting the other coach every single week in Joe Philbin. We had a guy in Dave Wannstedt, nicest guy in the world, easy guy to root for, but damn dude, could not put it together. and it's the hair, the fingers running through the hair, and all these frustrating situations every time the crap hit the fan. There's Wani running his fingers through his hair. We've had some doozies here, dude. We've had some coaches here, Cam Cameron, you know what I'm talking about. And meanwhile, we get a guy in Chris Greer and Brian Flores, who in 2 seasons have made an amazing turnaround. And you have to be nitpicking about little things. You're not going to do everything right. You're not going to pick every rookie right. You're not going to sign every undrafted rookie that's the right one. You're not going to make every single trade. You're not going to sign all the right free agents. You're going to make some mistakes along the way. The question is, in totality, have you improved? Yes. So then shut up already. It's not like you went from 5 wins to 6 wins. No. You went from 5 to 10. That's not a joke. That's not by accident. That's a lot of winning. So to me, again, anybody that wants to nitpick, oh, they should have done this or they should have done that, well then, dude, go get hired for a GM. You know, I get it when we're ripping into all these other coaches that I mentioned in the past, because all these other coaches in the past were straight out buffoons. The people in the front office were doing stupid things. Now, generally, what I see is smart, well thought out plan, and they're executing it to a T. I didn't know that, whether it's Riders or John Kincaid or anybody else, I didn't know that all of them could be perfect and even better than these guys. You know, maybe they all should be applying in the NFL. Because I get it when you know what, if we were in Las Vegas and we were assessing the 4 years of John Gruden, then that's different. Because then we could kind of nitpick lots of things. Because they're not improving. These guys are. So that's all I need to know. I've seen terrible. I know what terrible looks like. I know what incompetent looks like. I know what embarrassing looks like. And, you know, rest in peace, Tony. Okay, I know you were a nice guy. It'd be great to have a beer with you. But every time you were celebrating a field goal, I swear I wanted to kick the hell out of my TV. I swear that if I was doing a post-game or pre-game show, I wanted to punch the nearest person next to me because it was just a loser's mentality. I want a coach that's pissed off that you settled for a field goal. And we got a coach that goes for it on 4th downs like it's going out of style. You got cojones about this size. So, to me, again, complaining about the Dolphins at this point is ridiculous. There's a level of ignorance that comes with it almost to complain about the Dolphins' first 2 years under Greer and Flores. That's the way I look at it. Because if you don't see what I see, then, you know, what can I tell you, man? I'm sorry. Every Thursday from 7 to 9, you can catch Fight Night with Alex Dono and James Walker. It's the show dedicated to combat sports. The boys did a great job again last night. From UFC to boxing to bare-knuckle brawling, Alex and James provide combat sports fans the insight and interviews they crave. Tune in every Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. for Fight Night with Alex Dono and James Walker. Search and subscribe to the podcast by searching Fight Night on the home for combat sports, OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. First responders are people who stand for a greater purpose. They will be there for you when nobody else is, to help you, your family, your community. This is their selfless promise. This is their sworn duty, to protect, to serve, to help. They put themselves in harm's way for us. They come to the rescue at times when we need them most. First responders are making enormous personal sacrifices to keep showing up for us and fighting the good fight. Nearly 70% of all firefighters are volunteers. That means when they get injured or quarantined, they may not have a way to pay their rent or keep their family safe and fed. No matter who you are or where you live, when you call 911 and ask for help, first responders show up. Now, let's show up for the people who show up for us every day and every night.
Go to firstrcf.org and make a difference today.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. Take their famous Boot Tour Challenge, and there's now outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations or pickup at 954-785-7565. So get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach to Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant.
Howdy, stranger.
Didn't this used to be Radio Town?
Yes, sir. It was Miami Sports Radio Town one time.
Who in the hell are these cowboys I never saw?
We don't know who these people are, riding in from other towns. There used to be a host in every one of these saloons, trying to talk about local matters, sports.
That ain't good, stranger. Could you tell me how this happened?
Well, it started when one corporation bought another, and they got rid of the good management and brought in a bunch of bumbling idiots and started firing all the local ranchers and replacing them one by one with these strangers from out of town.
I've heard that story before. Static and tumbleweeds, I'm moving on.
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. Save it on your cell phone, 844-416-8123. No better place to send your comments, ask questions, win prizes. OnsideRadio.com, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Inter Miami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnsideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
Inter Miami is set to take on FC Cincinnati away from home this Sunday after a loss to Montreal at Drive Pink Stadium shadows them, and they need to make an effort to come back and get back on the winning side of the football pitch. Miami and Cincinnati met one time last year in the last game of the 2020 MLS season. It was actually the game that Mikey Ambrose scored an absolute stunner, in which Miami got to make the playoffs as the 10 seed and play the play-in match against Nashville. These two clubs have both struggled since coming into MLS as expansion sides, and they will look to get on track in the 2021 season against each other this Sunday in Cincinnati.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio.
Bottom of the first coming up. Trevor Rogers on the bump tonight for the Miami Marlins. Has been so good throughout this season. That 1.89 ERA for him. That not the fastball, instead the slider. A strikeout just the same, and they're 2-away. And he makes a great pitch there at 88 miles an hour. That's the changeup in which he throws to left-handed hitters. We've seen this a few times this year. Rojas off. Sure did. There's that fastball upstairs. 3 strikeouts. He stepped aside. Made a bad pitch. Ended up out over the plate and got turned around, but it wasn't a lot of energy, a lot of misguided emotion. Like a guy who strikes somebody out and just walks off the mound. He's put up great numbers as a righty. Rogers gets the strikeout. They throw to first, and the runner is back safely. Yeah. 3-2. And a called strike 3. Dots the inside corner with 97. Make it 7. Trevor Rogers, in front of family and friends not far from home, continues to look great. 2-1 through 6.
All righty. We're back. We take you till, I don't know, about another hour or something like that. Obviously, a lot of things to talk about on the program. Nice job by the Marlins yesterday. They split the series against the D-backs 2-2 as they win 5-1. They improved to 17-20. They're 9-11 on the road, which isn't too bad on the road to be 9-11. Trevor Rogers, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 7 Ks, and he's got a beautiful ERA of 1.84. Jesus Aguilar went 3 of 5 with an RBI, batting .303. Miggy was 2 of 5 with an RBI, batting .283. They will start a set against the Dodgers tonight at 10:10. So a little late night baseball. Good thing is, we get the Dodgers series on the weekend, so tonight and tomorrow, not a problem staying up a little late. And even on Sunday, our soccer game's at 4 o'clock. I don't have to be at Dangerous Minds till about 2:30, because we will start our pregame at 3 o'clock. So I get to sleep in a little bit even on Sunday, rest the voice. So that's good. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun weekend. So nice job by the Marlins. And tonight is must-see TV because Sandy Alcantara is on the mound, and he's got that 2.72 ERA. So let's hope he can get it done. Great job by the Marlins yesterday, man. If they can get just another bat or two in that lineup, man, just that. I know that it's probably not in the cards right now because they're so young and they want to develop their guys. But, man, if they could get another bat or two, right, Alex? Another bat or two would make an enormous difference on this team.
Absolutely. We're not talking about, major players, like high-dollar players like a Trout or Juan Soto.
No, solid
kind of like the
football,
Marlins did last year with Starling Marte, Corey Dickerson, a player like that. You throw into the mix with already Starling Marte, Corey Dickerson, Jazz Chisholm, Jesus Aguilar is on fire. Miggy Rowe has been consistent all year.
Yep.
You throw a bat or two into that mix already, you're cooking with something.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Dougie Fresh says, "Oh, I see you got a Fix shirt on. What do you think will be the one thing that leads to another moment for the Finns before the season starts?" Just to give you a little history of the shirt, I'm a huge Fix fan. Okay, I love the Fix, okay? To a point that when they come to Florida, listen to me, when they come to Florida, I go see them. In fact, 4 years ago when I had my heart issue, I had tickets in, it was Orlando, it was St. Petersburg, and it was in West Palm Beach. And I missed out on all 3 concerts. Like I told you, when they come to Florida, I go to all the dates in Florida. That's how much I love the Fix. It's like it's U2 and Iron Maiden, okay? I know this is it's kind of like an odd group of bands, you know what I'm saying? But it's U2, Iron Maiden, The Cure, The Fix. Those are like my top 4 bands of all time for me, okay? And The Fix is one of them. This shirt, actually, minus the last 2 albums, has all their songs on it. So if you like a Fix song, it's probably on here. Because minus, again, the last 2 albums that they made, they are not included in this shirt. But it's actually a really cool shirt. My favorite song from The Fix, if most of you have never heard it, it's called Opinions. It's in the Reach the Beach album on the B-side. And to me, it's my favorite. And they actually sung it the last time I saw them in Fort Lauderdale. Went with my best friend Bill. We went up there, and we saw them at it's not the Broward Center, but the Amaturo Theater. That's the one, which is the smaller venue, which is awesome, man. That venue is so sweet to see a band, and the acoustics are amazing there. The Broward Center is just awesome. It's an awesome place to go see concerts. So, as you all know, so this is the way I'll answer it, Dougie Fresh. The Dolphins are built for the future, okay? And in the end, people will find out that Tua is a precious stone. And a lot of people that play against the Dolphins this year, they will watch them stand while their opponents will fall. That is my opinion. There is going to be great flow with this team. I'm telling you. And when the opponents reach the beach of South Florida, they will suffer the consequences at Hard Rock Stadium. I'm telling you. Why? Because the Dolphins this year will go deeper and deeper into the playoffs. That's all I can tell you right there. Okay? Is that good enough for you? Is that good enough for you right there? So, there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right? So now you got your fix. Those were all fixed songs, by the way, for those of you, that aren't deep into the fix like I am. All right, 888-441-4623. 844-416-8123 is the text line. 2 Extreme says, love the Cure. Dude, when the last time the Cure came, which was the Bayfront, I went to both nights. And those of you that know, they played over 30 songs each night, okay? They played 60-something songs. I believe it was 54 different songs in 2 nights, okay? Because I think Pearl Jam was 57. They were 54. I saw Pearl Jam 2 nights also, one in the AAA and one at the BB&T Center, and they played like 60 songs, also 57 different songs in the 2 nights. And I remember for the Cure, I counted 54, I believe it was the number. Maybe it's the reverse. Maybe it was the Cure 57 and the Pearl Jam 54. I might have gotten confused. I'm old, bro. But what's it called? I ended up with injuring my knee in that Cure concert because I stood for both concerts from beginning to end. And I guess hopping around and whatever, and just because it's one of those. Again, I'm a Cure fanatic, man. So I love Robert Smith and the Cure, man. I will see them every single time. They've been one of my favorite bands. I'll give you a funny story. I go to the Vatican. Yes, the Vatican. And so this is in the 80s. And I go to, and you're supposed to, you could take a tour with people, or they'll give you a cassette that you can play on your Walkman, and then you can hear, what you're watching as you walk around. This is the 80s and different time. So I chose not to use the tape, not to go with a group of people. I went by myself because what I did was when I got there, everywhere we went that year in Europe, when I went with my dad and his wife, my dad and his wife would go in one direction, I would go in another and go explore. Again, different times. I'm 18. So I go to the Vatican, and I have The Head on the Door, which is the name of the album, which is my favorite Cure album, actually. And I swear to you, I rotated with the Head on the Door and Beastie Boys' License to Ill. Those are the 2 cassettes that I alternated as I walked through the entire Vatican, and I'm seeing the Sistine Chapel and all that stuff, and I'm jamming to the Cure and I'm jamming to Beastie Boys while I'm walking through. That's what can I tell you? Those are the things that I remember the most when I walk through the Vatican. I still remember there were actually people looking at me. Really weird, really odd, like, because they could hear the music coming out of obviously because I was jamming. So, there you go. Antonio says, Big O, my top bands I enjoy watching are Metallica, Rob Zombie, Korn, and Alter Bridge. I enjoy those concerts. Oh, I would too, man. I would too. Korn is coming, by the way. Korn is coming August 5th Corn and Stained at, I think, Financial Amphitheater. I don't know if you know that since you are a Corn fan, just in case you want to go see that concert, there you go. Adam says, nice soundtrack to a Vatican tour. Yeah, especially when some of there's a song called Blood that's in that album. There's a song called Screw in that album. I'm talking about The Cure. There's a couple of songs, obviously there's six different ways, which is just an amazing tune. I actually love Screw. That is such a great song. It's fantastic. That album is it's one after another. It's a masterpiece of an album. I probably will say that Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me might be their best album of all time, but for me, my favorite is always going to be The Head on the Door. That one's just absolutely amazing. Adam says, I think I still have License to Ill CD somewhere in my CD collection. Oh, I have it. I still have the cassette. I still have the cassette that I used in the Vatican of both The Head on the Door and, because I still have somewhere in my garage, I have a box of just all my tapes. They're in there. It's a couple hundred tapes from back in the day. I don't even know if they're any good at this point, but yeah, they're there. I know it deteriorates, right? I think after time, tape deteriorates. I definitely have the CDs. There's no doubt I have those CDs. That's for sure. I'm the loser that still buys CDs. What can I tell you? All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. By the way, don't forget you can call my friends at EJD Construction. Listen, when we talk about Eric and all the great people at EJD Construction, they know how to get it done. And so if you're looking to redo that backyard, you want to redo how about the kitchen? You want to modernize it. A lot of us are staying at home more often, right? Because of everything that's gone on. And hell, there's a shooting in every mall every single week. Call EJD Construction if you're looking to better that home of yours and make it more of an oasis. 305-433-4843. Maybe you want to improve that man cave. I'm telling you, these guys have been at it nearly 20 years. They've earned the AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau and from Angie's List. Tell them that Big O sent you. I promise you they're going to take care of you. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843. Go to the website, ejdconstruction.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for ejdconstruction.com. Join the Inter Miami family in 2021 by becoming a 2021 season ticket member. Enjoy enhanced access benefits and pricing not available to general fans. Visit intermiamicf.com/tickets for more information.
If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dano, you missed.
I think we need to normalize the nickname Dick again. There used to be a lot of dicks. Now, people think about the male anatomy. I don't know why we can't use Dick as a nickname. There was something the strong, silent type would have the name Dick. Yeah, sure, it was a nickname for Richard, but Richards now will just go by Rich or Richard. Like, nobody goes by Dick anymore. I think we need to normalize Dick.
Man of the Match with Alex Dono from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Miami Heat roll past the Philadelphia 76ers 106-94. Jimmy Butler scored 21 points. Bam added 18 points and 12 rebounds. The OG, Udonis Haslem, got into the game for the best 3 minutes of the Heat season so far. He scored 4 points, 1 rebound, and the attitude the Heat have been missing this season. And he got ejected after going after Dwight Howard in the second quarter. The Heat are in Milwaukee tomorrow night, and tip-off for that game is at 8 p.m. The Miami Marlins split their 4-game series against the Arizona Diamondbacks after a 5-1 win last night, and a solid outing by Trevor Rogers, going 6 innings, allowing 1 run and striking out 7. They head to Los Angeles for a weekend series against the Dodgers. First pitch is tonight at 10:10. The pitching matchup is Sandy Alcantara against Clayton Kershaw. Inter Miami CF's next game is 4 p.m. Sunday in Cincinnati. Pre-game is with Big O and Alex Dono, and it starts at 3 live from Dangerous Minds Brewing in Pompano. Call of the game is at 4 p.m. with Chris Whittingham, Thomas Rognan, and Fernando Fiori. You're listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station. Coming up is more of the Onside Zone with the Big O right here at OnsideRadio.com.
Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Sean Stanley hosts the Square Circle Digest.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here, I'm the man.
Now, wrestling fans have a place to call home as Sean covers the very colorful world of wrestling. Tune in every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide. OnsideRadio.com. Onside Radio continues to grow. To make your life easier, you can now find your favorite sports station by downloading the MyTuner Radio app and listen to your favorite OnsideRadio.com host or catch a great Inter-Miami CF match. Go to your app store, download MyTuner Radio, and search Onside Radio, the home for the South Florida sports fan.
Hello, Inter-Miami CF fans. Download the Drink AR app and play inside a first-of-its-kind virtual soccer stadium, hosted by Bodega Trevento and Inter-Miami CF, and celebrate your passion for soccer from the comfort of your own home. Find the download links on our Instagram account at Treventus and get our wines delivered straight to your home with a discount for all Inter-Miami CF fans. Discover Trevento, a shared
Brace
passion.
yourself. You might not hear what you want. You can always expect
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Here is Adebayo. So Miami back to the offense. Tyler Hero.
The main offensive weapon here for the Sixers.
Now Butler looking for the space and found Adebayo. Adebayo backing on Green, who pokes it away. Adebayo once again gets to the paint and hits.
The team came from the baseline, found a way to kind of maneuver through it.
And made just 3 of 9 from the field. Oh, another beautiful move by Adebayo from inside the circle. 2-pointer. Coming up on 5 minutes to go here in the third. Ariza from deep, and he knocks it down. So it's Miami ball as Joe missed the shot. Adebayo with the putback. So both teams going deep into their bench in these final 2 minutes. And there'll be no clinching of first place tonight as Tyler Hero's able to hit.
All right, we're back. That was beautiful last night. Boys got it done. Bam. 18 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists last night as they defeat the Sixers 106-94. Season's almost ended, man. I see where John Rouse in the house says Watson may be cleared. Too early to think about getting him again. A proven guy, although I still like Tua. Is it even in the discussion of the Dolphin organization? No info, no talk, very quiet on that front because I told them the Watson case would last a long time. I'll tell this to John and everybody else and anybody else. Dude, get the Watson talk out of your mind already. Okay? Dolphins are not going in that direction at all. All right? They've made their plan. They've set it in place. They're going with Tua. That's their guy. And they have spent all the draft capital to surround him with the talent, to build the team around him. The plan is in place. At this point, you don't even want those headaches anymore. Seriously. Because you got to think about it. Okay, either he's a rapist or he's incredibly twisted. It's one of the two. Because now you don't know what he's doing behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And so that's where it's almost in a way like you can't trust him. Because he's clearly not smart enough that he would put himself in these kind of positions. So are you going to have the face of your franchise who's going to make stupid-ass decisions by putting himself in this position? Because whether he was trying to get a massage or trying to get a piece of ass, the way he's going about it was setting himself up for anything, for some kind of a lawsuit. So it's clear that while Watson all gave us the image of squeaky clean and all of that, he's not squeaky clean. And he's also not very smart. Because if you're rich and famous, trying to find girlfriends on Instagram is not a good idea. There's a good chance it will not end well because we see it all the time with all these IG women. And they're all money chasing, dude. You know, I wish the kid well, okay? I hope I'm wrong. I hope it is love. But let's be honest. Those of you that are on the chat board right now, do you think the Tyler Hero, what's her name again? Now I'm forgetting her name. And I know they have a kid on the way. Do you think that's going to end well? Seriously. Tell me. On the chat board now. Where are you on that? Katya, right? That's her name. Katya Elise Henry. Do you think that's going to end well? Because, right on the surface of everything, young kid that hasn't lived his life finds this incredible, hot woman on IG and falls in love with her, now has a kid right away before he gets that big contract. All of these things. I mean, come on, man. It just, as the late, great Mad Dog would say, I put it to my nosy and don't smell too rosy. So the Watson thing, I think now if you're the Dolphins, you need to move on with Tua, man. Because there's no way that you're going to trade for that guy now, and then you bring all of that heat on you, on your players, on your organization, all of that. People are going to, wherever he goes, people are going to look at him with a fisheye. Is he a rapist? Is he not? I'm going to keep my distance. He's ruined either way. So I don't know if you want to stain your organization because you desperately want to win and he's a badass on the field. The problem is he's also a dumbass off the field. And let's not mistake in any of this, okay? Deshaun Watson is a dumbass. We have learned this. He's an incredible dumbass. Because if that's how he was trying to get laid, he was looking for a lawsuit. Okay? You can do that if it's you, if it's most people that don't know anybody and you're not rich and you're not famous and you don't care and all that stuff, nobody's going to care. So you can go chasing women, and if they answer, you can go have fun with them and do whatever you want. That's fine. But when you're Deshaun Watson, or you're a famous NBA player, or you're a rock star, or you're a politician, or you're any of those kind of things, you don't go to IG to go pick up women, dude. You just don't. That's common sense. You're going to pick up a strange woman, try to have sex with her, and then hope that nothing comes from it? You don't end up with a lawsuit or her pregnant or some kind of an accusation? You're dumb. And obviously this guy continually put himself in that position. And he has a girlfriend. He has a smoking hot girlfriend. So what can I tell you about Watson? At this point, you'd be a really stupid organization to bring him in at this point. If you have to give up a bunch of picks and then deal with all the bad PR that comes with it, oh, man. It just doesn't make any sense right now, John. Okay? Doesn't make any sense. Let's see. What else do we have? He says, yes, so, but smartly, Greer has a future draft capital in case Tua is the next Rosen. Well, yeah, I know, RC, you're always looking at the negative. You know what I mean? It's just, well, why isn't it those extra first-round picks to get, like, you know, a running back and get a center and get more players, find a defensive end, find something else? Why does it have to be the failure part? Couldn't it be that they have all those picks to continue to better the team every year? But it has to be Tua, right, that fails. I get it. It's all right. It's all right. For all of you Watson and Miami fans, the team and organization is finally moving in the right direction. Why do you want to derail the team by adding a distraction? How stupid is that? It would be. It would be dumb. It would be incredibly dumb at this point to go in the Watson direction and just throw everything off kilter. Because now you've got to answer all those other questions. And it's just a mess that you don't need. And again, you know what? Once Tua starts balling, all this stuff will go by the wayside, and people will stop with the Tua crap. That's all. You know? So, what can I tell you? It's just one of those deals that it is what it is, but I just don't believe that it's something that Miami should be focused in on right now. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side. Don't forget, folks, this Sunday we're going to be at Dangerous Minds, like we are for every road game for Inter Miami, broadcasting live there at 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano. Please come on out, man. The beer's phenomenal. The food is great. The pizza is to die for. They do a great job with their pizza. Got a bunch of TVs, a great place to hang out. Dono and myself, we do the pre, half, and post there. And then we hang out with you guys. We talk, we mingle, we have some fun. Brooklyn Rob comes over. We talk crypto, which Brooklyn Rob, I hope you got on the Polygon. I hope all of you are on the Polygon bandwagon, all right? Because Polygon is blown up, so you can enjoy the delicious food and incredible house drafts and giveaways. Inter Miami CF fans, your new home for every road game is Dangerous Minds Brewing Company in Pompano. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and on Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing.
If you missed Red Card Radio with Austin Robillard, then you missed this.
Beckham and Moss made it seem like it was the most important thing in the world that they had to talk about the academy and bringing up players from the academy to play for Inter Miami. And, well, they've not only done it, they've now done it in abundance. First, it was Felipe Valencia. And in a question asked about Felipe Valencia, David Beckham specifically mentioned another name in Ian Frey. This was now, in hindsight, a complete foreshadowing of what was to come this week, because Ian Frey has now signed as a first-team player for Inter Miami. Ian Frey also signed alongside his former teammate from Fort Lauderdale CF, Edison Ascona.
Red Card Radio with Austin Robillard every Saturday 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. exclusively at OnsideRadio.com. When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
If you were going to line up your ideal situation, this might be it. Although I'm not sure they're going to pitch to the big guy. We'll see. See? Add to the average. A base hit. Nicky stops at third, but Cooper scores, and the Marlins have a 3-1 lead. Hitter in Aguilar, stepping into these situations time and time again. He goes the other way. Real simple.
All righty. Welcome back. One of you sent me, I guess I did something with my voice. Hey, don't hold that kind of note. You got to save your voice. I like how you guys are looking out after me, which I appreciate it immensely. And listen, I'm just glad that I'm getting to the point now where I can solve the issue. You know what I mean? I know I'm going to go through a terrible time after the operation where I've got to be, relatively quiet for a while, for a couple days, and not talk and not be able to do shows. But still, it's just, I am definitely looking forward to getting over this hurdle and fixing the voice and getting back on track. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for that. But anyway, so I got a bunch of things to talk about on the program here. Sunday, by the way, a big game, I got to tell you, for Inter Miami, because for the coach, he's got to figure out a way for them to put it together and win on the road in Cincinnati. And it's a winnable game. But listen, I got to tell you, Montreal, I personally underestimated them. They didn't look as good in the last couple games compared to the first couple games, but they went back to the form of the first couple games, and they looked terrific, and they were passing the ball really well. And that's been a problem for Miami. Their midfield is not great, and they need a midfield that can set things up. Higuain does not have anybody that really sets him up, and Pizarro, unfortunately, has just not worked out. You know what I'm saying? And that's been, I would imagine that's tough right now for the coach and the front office, because remember, some of these mistakes, which we got to call Pizarro a mistake already at this point, and that's something that was done with the prior GM, and that's probably one of the many reasons why he's probably not here. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why they made a change. And overall, with Pizarro, I don't know what you do with Pizarro. I don't know, because he's been given every opportunity to try to find a way, and it just is not happening. So it's got to be frustrating for Neville, but he's got to find a way to do better, man. Right now with the guys that he has, and the other thing that I'm going to tell you about this team that I'm kind of learning is they're not good enough unless they're fully healthy. And when they're not healthy, it's hard for them to win games. They don't have the kind of bench and the kind of team that can overcome several injuries. And I just saw, who was it? I think I saw Alex report that there are several people out already. Figal is going to be out. Okay, let me see something here. Figal is out. I forgot who I saw here. Let me see here. Where is it? Man, now I lost it. Okay, now I lost it. Okay, damn it. But I know that they have Robbie's out also. Let me see. I saw it. Here we go. Here we go. Now I got it. Let's see. They've got. Where are we at here? I'm missing it. Oh man. Well, anyway, they got a couple people out, and so Figal I know, and Robbie is out, and Leardom is out. That's the other one, and that's the problem with them. They can't afford to have Figal and Robbie out. They don't have anybody to replace them. They don't have anybody that can play their position. And LGP, the coach and LGP have to have a really strong conversation. LGP cannot pick up fouls early in a game anymore because that takes away from his aggressiveness for the rest of the game. And it's already happened in a couple games where he picks the foul up early, and then it takes away from his aggressiveness, and he's not effective on defense nearly as much. And the 2 goals that were given up this past week, he was beaten badly on both. And that's because he could not be aggressive enough, because then he might draw another card, and then that's red, and now you're down to 10 men. And you could have also created the foul in the box, which then gives them. And with Miami's luck, they got screwed was it two games ago, where they had 3 PKs and they didn't even get one of them. And with Miami's luck, they'll get that call, and then they'll give a PK to the other team at this point. This is a really, really, really tough stretch right now for the coach, because he's got to find a way to almost make a miracle happen, to be honest with you. Because it's not that they don't have talent. It's just that they don't have chemistry. And then maybe some of the guys aren't the right fits for what the coach wants to do. But it's not Neville's fault. He inherited some of these guys that may not fit. And that's a problem, unfortunately. So, it is what it is, but we'll see what happens this weekend. All right, let's take a break. Hour number 2 is next.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Welcome to OnsideRadio.com. Broadcasting from South Florida to the world. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk.
This is like rock and roll with no music.
Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
When you want local sports, 1260 WLESPN.
We're live and local.
Yes, what she said.
Well, it's what they wrote.
Look at it this way, honey.
Oh, no. Here we go.
At some point, this was all live, and wherever it came from, it was local there.
You get that look whenever you stretch the truth or when you need your laxative.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it.
The Onside Zone.
I don't care how you win a championship, dude. You can draft it, you can buy it, you can trade for it. Just win, baby.
The Onside Zone.
You're not Aladdin rubbing the lamp, and then Will Smith comes out and you ask him, hey, fix our dolphin problems. And there he goes. No, I'm sorry. It'd be nice if it was that easy, but it's not.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a big O.
All right. All right, we're back. It's hour number 2. You know, every day on the show, we give the boys here roundtable question of the day. And today's roundtable question is, the Panthers this weekend will start their playoff series versus the Lightning. Will Florida win their first playoff series since the mid-90s? How many games does this best-of-7 series last? And I got to tell you something. I like the Panthers to edge the Lightning in this one. I don't think they're going to dominate the Lightning. The Lightning are really good. They've got a great goaltender. Now, Florida's figured out a way to get to that goaltender. The playoffs are a completely different monster. It's something new for this Cats team, but I think they've got enough leadership now. They've got a spine now. You know, this team was tough enough to take an ass kicking over the years. They weren't ever tough enough to hand out an ass kicking. They are now tough enough to, fight back now and kick your ass at times. So that's what I like about this team, that physically they are tougher. Mentally, they are tougher. I mean, they lost Ekblad, and they've gone on a run without Ekblad, which most of us thought that was going to be a real problem for the Panthers. And they said, no. We're going to have an exceptional – I forgot what the record is, but it was ridiculous without Ekblad. I mean, it's a great record without Ekblad. Blew me away what they've done without Ekblad. And so, to me, this is a different Panthers team. Now, I'll be honest with you. If this was a first-round series against Carolina, I would have no confidence, actually. I'm not even going to say little to no confidence. I'm going to tell you no confidence. But it's not. It's against Tampa Bay, and Florida's done really well against Tampa Bay this year, and I think they've got the team to beat them this year. I think they are going to advance this year finally. They haven't advanced since the mid-90s. From the last time I was on the beat, that was the last time they advanced in the playoffs. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the fact that I am no longer on the beat. And think about that, Alex. They've been in many playoffs, and I haven't been on the beat, and they never pass. They never advance. But the one time that I was on the beat, they got to the Stanley Cup. I don't know. I think I need to get back on the Panthers beat. Maybe I'm the good luck charm. I never thought about that because I have not been a beat guy in years. And the first couple of years that I was, doing beat stuff, I was on the Panthers and Marlins beat. By the way, Marlins won the World Series. Panthers got to the Stanley Cup. How do you like that, Alex? Huh? How do you like that?
Sounds like you're the perfect good luck charm right there.
How about that?
Mid-90s was a good time.
I was the beat guy for the 2006 Miami Heat team that beat Dallas on the road. I was full of champagne in Dallas, 06. I still remember hugging. I had to hug him. I had to ask Wayne Huizenga a question in the locker room for the Marlins in 97. And so I had to put my arm around him and bring him close to me so I could ask him because it was so loud and champagne's flying all over the place. And I'm hanging on my Marantz cassette recorder, and I'm trying to, record the owner and all this and that. Still remember that. That was fun. I remember I swear to you, I could have built the chimney that night. The amount of bricks I was crapping. Because when I got in the car, I smelled like a champagne bottle. And I go, oh, my God, if I get pulled over, they're going to think I'm drunk, even though my breath didn't have any smell because I wasn't drinking any champagne, but I smelled like champagne. And I was just praying. I went to the barn, which QAM in those days was out on Sheridan Street out west by that park. It's what's the name of that park off of Sheridan West? Is that Brian Piccolo Park? Is that what it is? Why do I want to say Brian Piccolo? Anyway, so I had to go out there to then lay all the cuts and then drive back home to Little Havana. And I was just praying, dude. Praying that I would not get pulled over. As Mike No-Go Zone says, go Islanders. Go Panthers. So I got the Panthers. I think the Panthers have enough. The only weakness I see in the Panthers is that goaltender, and that's a big weakness because if Q has got to figure out who's hot, that sucks. Okay? You need Bob on Sunday to come out like the Bob that eliminated Tampa 2 years ago when he was in Columbus. He blanked them 4-0. That they swept Tampa. They need that Bob. If you get that Bob, then Q never has to make a decision again for the rest of the playoffs because that's what you do in the playoffs. You got one guy, and that guy plays every single night because that's the way it goes. He gets in a groove, and he's unstoppable, and you got to put him out there. It would be nice. The problem is we have yet to see that Bob show up on a consistent basis. We've seen some flashes, but we've never seen the Bob that was in Columbus. Never seen it. Now's the time. And if not, then you got Dreger, who they like. You know, I doubt they'll put the kid there. And if you put the kid there, you know, and if he fails, it'll remind me of Kobe when Phil Jackson and Kobe was a baby and they had him take that final shot in the playoffs and he missed it. And then he kind of had to sit on that for the rest of the offseason. But it was a moment that Phil wanted Kobe to have to kind of live and learn it, you know what I mean? But it was one of those where you kind of felt bad for Kobe at that time because he was so young. And I think a lot of us, if I remember correctly, back in those days, we kind of felt it was unfair to put Kobe in that position because he was so young. And in a way, it would be kind of unfair to put Knight in that position because he's so young. You know what I mean? And if he fails, it's not really his fault, dude. They're putting a young kid in a position that he shouldn't be in. So they need Bob to be the guy. He needs to be the guy. If he is, then I'm picking the Panthers in 7. I think, yeah, I believe it's going to go the distance. I really do. I'm not going to sit into, even though I have confidence in the Panthers against the Lightning, I respect the Lightning and what they've done. They're going to get a big player back. They've got a great goaltender. They've got depth. They are scary. They're experienced. They got a great coach. They got a great organization. They got great culture. It's just, you know, I respect the hell out of Tampa. I really do. So I'm going to say Panthers in 7 against the Lightning. That is my roundtable response of the day. All right, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. If you want to get in on the program, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Did you guys see Jeannie Buss? She had they asked her to name the most important Lakers. And she had to come up with a list of 5 Lakers who are the most important in their history. And apparently, one of the Lakers that was not on that list, well, is a little pissed off because the other day, Lakers controlling owner Jeannie Buss gave her 5 most important Lakers ever. Okay? She mentioned Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Phil Jackson, and LeBron James. And, you know, in a way, what I hate about all of this is that Jeannie Buss put in LeBron James because LeBron James is a bit of a bitch. He's a drama queen. And so he's so egotistical and so as considering how successful he is, how powerful he is, how good he is overall, he's insecure as hell. And so you're almost afraid, if you're Jeannie Buss, not to put him in the list because you're afraid of hurting his feelings. When he should be mature enough to know that Jerry West means way more to the Lakers than anything LeBron will ever do, because LeBron is too old to ever come close to making the impact that Jerry West made to the Lakers organization. As a player and as the greatest GM in the history of the NBA. And it's not even close. There's no argument here. There's no discussion. The greatest GM in NBA history is Jerry West. Okay? It's Jerry West. No one else but Jerry. And so Jerry West was on Peter Vessi's podcast, Hoop du Jour, and he says, I saw the other day Ginny Buss made a statement, the 5 most important Lakers, one of the most offensive things I've ever heard in my life. I was there a lot of times, had a lot of success. Be curious to know if they would have had that success if I hadn't been there. And I don't ever take credit for stuff. I don't, added West. When I was around, maybe I was just a good luck charm. But I do know that when this thing fell apart, there were a lot of years they weren't very good. And he's 82 at this time. And I've always said this. You are born in life without a filter. Okay? Kids, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, they will say things that you would never say because they have no awareness. They can't think about these kind of things. And you as a parent or an older sibling or whatever, you will then correct them and show them, hey, you don't say this, whatever. And so kids will say the darndest things because they don't have a filter. Well, life is a cycle. And you kind of learn to have that filter as you get into your adolescent years, your teens and early adulthood. You learn that you got to have a filter, and then you go into your 30s and your 40s and your 50s. But then you start getting into your 60s and maybe 70s and 80s, and the filter starts to kind of disappear again. Haven't you noticed that? Like older people just don't give an F. They're going to tell you what's on their mind. Just like young people, they don't care. They're going to tell you what's on their mind. So Jerry West is 82. He is deep into the non-filter years already. I think they usually start somewhere in the 50s, to be honest with you, but whatever. So he obviously he's never bragged about himself, never has to, never will have to. But I completely understand that is one of the most disrespectful things. You understand that you have to put Jerry West in front of Magic Johnson, right? You have to put Jerry West in front of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, okay? Because there is no Magic without Jerry West. There is no Kareem without Jerry West. There is no Shaq without Jerry West. There is no Kobe without Jerry West. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? I mean, it's Jerry West that traded Vlade Divac for Kobe Bryant. It's him that drafted Magic Johnson. So it's all these things that he created. It was his run that was part of those 5 championships. And obviously, as a player, he's the damn logo, and he was a great player in his own right with the Lakers early in the day. This is a guy that is part of so many Lakers championships and was a great player and is the greatest GM of all time, and he did it for your franchise overall. It's an insult. It shows that you have no knowledge about what really happened in your organization. It shows that you don't appreciate what could be, what I could argue is the number 1 Laker of all time, Jerry West. If I'm Magic Johnson, I'm saying, all due respect with Jeannie, but Jerry West is the number 1 Laker ever. Because without Jerry, there is nothing. We don't have this kind of success. And he's right. It's just, it's so irresponsible that, and then again, Jeannie is worried about the current guy that you have on the roster in LeBron, who brought you 1 championship.
He doesn't deserve to be in the top 5 at all. You're leaving out great names like Elgin Baylor, George Mikan, like the Lakers are
Kobe.
Kobe.
I mean, no, I'm sorry, Shaq. She left out Shaq and Buss in that list also.
And Will Chamberlain.
Then Will Chamberlain. But it's only because you're worried about hurting LeBron's feelings. And everybody's always worried about LeBron's feelings. Why are we worried about LeBron's feelings so much? Why is it that LeBron has so much of these feelings? And that's all it comes from. And that's where I would say to Jeannie Buss, have a little bit more perspective. Have a little more respect. Screwed up big time. That's all I can say. Every Monday, Heat and NBA fans can catch the best hour of basketball talk when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host the Pallet Rack City Inside the Paint Show. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected sports reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Monday from 10 to 11 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans, OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
At OnsideRadio.com, we chirp all day and night. It's time to do some more chirping with David Dwork at our Chirping the Cats report.
The Panthers are back on the ice today, preparing for their Stanley Cup quarterfinal series against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The full first-round schedule was released on Thursday, so now we know that Game 1 against Tampa will be Sunday night at 7:30, and Game 2 will be Tuesday at 8. Thanks to Florida beating the Lightning in back-to-back games last week, the Panthers have home ice advantage in the series and will host the first 2 games at the BB&T Center. On Thursday, the Lightning held a practice in Tampa and had close to a full squad on the ice, including superstars Steven Stamkos and Nikita Kucherov. It's looking more and more like the Bolts will have their franchise players back for the playoffs, which will make the task of advancing that much more difficult for Florida. However, that knife cuts both ways, and the Cats are expected to be operating at close to full strength for the first time in over a month. Several players who have been in and out of the lineup lately, like Carter Verhaeghe, Patrick Hornquist, Sam Bennett, and Noah Chari, are all expected to be back in Florida's lineup for Game 1.
Keep up with the latest on the Florida Panthers by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio, your home for South Florida sports. If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dono, you missed.
And this happens in a lot of food polls, right? When I put out a food discussion and I claim that one thing is better than the other, the people who are the fans of the thing that I don't like as much will always say, oh, you've never had my abuelita's tres leches. Well, no crap. I don't know your grandma. She's never invited me over. I hate that argument. It's like, oh, wait, you think tiramisu is better? You've never had my abuelita's homemade tres leches. Well, until she invites me over, bro, how am I supposed to try? You've clearly never been to Florence where they have great tiramisu, so don't give me your crap. You've never had my nonna's tiramisu.
Yeah, I haven't.
And you'll never have it. She's dead.
Oh, God.
You'll never have it.
I really wanted to.
You're SOL. She didn't save the recipe. It died with her.
Oh, no.
Man of the Match with Alex Dono on South Florida's home for sports talk, OnsideRadio.com.
I got somebody on the text line says, how are you going to blame LeBron for her putting LeBron in there? I'm sure he would have been fine being left off the guys on the list. Y'all need to stop hating on LeBron down there. Okay, I'm not directly blaming LeBron. I'm blaming her the entire time. But why do you think she picked LeBron over West and Shaq, who have done way more for the Lakers? I'm asking you. Do you think she really thinks that? Or do you think she was just worried about hurting LeBron's feelings? I'm just saying. What do you think? Use common sense. Do the math. There's nobody with just a little bit of basketball knowledge, just this much, okay? This much. Nobody with this kind of knowledge would ever pick LeBron over Shaq and definitely Jerry West. Oh, my God. Like, no shot. The guy that brings Magic and Kareem, the guy that trades for Kobe, the guy that brings Shaq, the guy that created all those championships, right? Yeah, no, you're going to pick. Come on, man. It was purely out of worried about pissing off LeBron and his feelings. In fact, if LeBron was grounded and cool enough about this, he would come out and say, hey, I love that Ginny put me on the list, and I get it, I'm playing with them right now, but I don't belong on that list. Jerry West and Shaq belong on that list before me any day of the week and twice on Sundays. Then I would say, okay, fine. But the only reason she put him on the list, because she was afraid of hurting his feelings. And then everybody will go, oh, you were left off the list, and, that kind of stuff. All right? So why did she, and he answers back, why did she pick Shaq and Kobe over West? Like you said, he started it. The reason could be her and West could have some serious beef. Well, then she's also stupid then. Okay? Because you got to compartmentalize and you got to separate the two. The question is not the 5 people you think had an impact that you get along with. No, that's not the question. The question is the 5 greatest Lakers. And Jerry West is like number 1. You don't leave Jerry West off. Jerry West is more important than Shaq and Kobe and LeBron and Kareem and every other Laker ever. That's the most important Laker in the history of that franchise. I'll ask you this right now. Alex, who's the most important Heat person ever?
Pat Riley.
Yes. It's not up for debate. It's not Wade. It's not Shaq. It's not Butler. It's not Bosh. It's not Cycli. It's not anybody. It's Pat freaking Riley. The guy that put it all together. Nobody is more important in Laker history than Jerry West. Period. End of story. The guy was a great player for you and the greatest GM ever. And like he said, after he left, it went to crap. It's about the most ignorant list in the history of mankind. And Jeannie Buss should apologize to everybody. And she should correct that list. And if she's using her personal issues with it, then that shows how much crap she's full of. So there you go. So, just like KD left Westbrook off his list, well, then he's an idiot also. I don't care. But bottom line, she did it because she was afraid of hurting his feelings too. That's it. But Jerry West, the most important Laker ever, period. Number 1, by miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Then you can start talking about everybody else. Are you watching the Friends reunion, by the way, there, Alex?
Friends reunion?
Yeah, so you're not a Friends guy, huh?
I mean, I'm more of a Seinfeld over Friends.
Okay.
I've seen the show entirety of Friends, but I just did it because I wanted to see what the hype was about, especially. And after I went through it once, and I was like, okay.
You weren't that impressed?
I mean, I get why it was a phenomenon at the time, but I just prefer Seinfeld over Friends if I'm gonna pick a show from the 90s.
Yeah, no, I got you. They're gonna have the reunion, but it's not gonna be like a sitcom. It's gonna be more of a. They're going to sit down and tell stories and all that kind of stuff.
Like a round table type thing.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually going to do it.
I'll watch it. I'm curious. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate Friends. It's not really what my favorite from the shows from the 90s. I like Frasier more, Seinfeld. I like those shows more.
Did you see the Padres fan that knocked the hell out of the Rockies fan?
Yes, clean shot on the chin.
Wow, dude.
Clean right.
I was thinking about that guy now will be viral for the rest of his life that you got knocked out at a baseball game. I mean, that guy got knocked out, dude. He just flopped over the chairs right in front of him.
Yeah, his legs just went out under him.
Yeah.
Clean shot. I didn't even react. That guy winded up and everything, and he just stood there. He just took it.
It was amazing, bro. It was amazing. It was like Victor Bermudez knocking out a radio host in town. I was, just about this. It was about the same thing. That was amazing. And congratulations to Kat Dennings. You know who Kat Dennings is? Do you ever see the show Two Broke Girls?
I know the show. I've never seen it.
The girl with the big lips and
Yes.
She's got some skills.
Mhm.
Kat, she married Andrew W.K.
Okay.
Who's an artist, a musician. I saw Andrew at Rockville 4 years ago, something like that. I think it was the first time I went over to Rockville, and he's an interesting guy. We met him also at the media tent too, Andrew WK. So they got married. I didn't even know that they were going out, but nice job by Andrew WK, because Kat Dennings she's a good-looking girl, man, in her own right. All right, we got to wrap it up here on the show. We thank all of you for tuning in. As always, we appreciate you, man. We will see you all Sunday. We'll be at Dangerous Minds in Pompano, so please come on out and join us at Dangerous Minds, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano. Dono and myself will get it going at 3 o'clock. We'll be there by 2:30 already, eating, stuffing our faces, drinking a little. Great. The beer is amazing. The food, man, the pizza is awesome. Seriously. So if you can, come on out, join us for a nice afternoon to watch Inter Miami take on Cincinnati. We'll be broadcasting live, doing our pre, half, and post. We encourage all of you to come on out and join us and have some fun at Dangerous Minds Brewing. Alex, as always, excellent work by you. We will see you all on Monday here or on Sunday at Dangerous Minds. Be safe. Alex Dono coming your way at 3 o'clock.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Download the Radio.net app and listen to Onside Radio in every Inter Miami CF game. OnsideRadio.com, your home for Inter Miami soccer.
Howdy, stranger.
Didn't this used to be Radio Town?
Yes, sir. It was Miami Sports Radio Town one time.
Who in the hell are these cowboys I never saw?
We don't know who these people are, riding in from other towns. There used to be a host in every one of these saloons, trying to talk about local matters, sports.
That ain't good, stranger. Could you tell me how this happened?
Well, it started when one corporation bought another, and they got rid of the good management and brought in a bunch of bumbling idiots and started firing all the local ranchers and replacing them one by one with these strangers from out of town.
I've heard that story before. Static and tumbleweeds, I'm moving on.
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com. Listen to every Inter Miami CF match on your home for La Rosa Negra. OnsideRadio.com. Catch us every day on the MyTuner Radio app.
Floridians must prepare for sweltering heat, summer rainy seasons, and aggressive nature. And of course,